This is an overall body tune-up. We'll be working a little bit on the shoulders, toning the core area, both the belly, the side muscles, the back muscles, and open the hips. Let's begin by coming to a seated position. Come to a seated position. I like sitting on a little elevation, a blanket, or maybe even a block if you like, just to get a little bit more curve. If you don't have it, that's all right. You also may be wanting to grab a washcloth or a paper plate, something that you can slide your hand on. I'm on a wood floor. If you're on carpeting, a little paper plate might work best for you. And also, we'll be using a strap. So if you've got a strap, grab it. We'll begin with our feet together in baddha konasana. Press your feet very firmly. Place your hands right in front of your heart. Draw your heart forward. We'll do this opening sequence so that we can get a little bit more fluidity in the pelvic area. Inhale, lift yourself up, draw your knees together, take your feet up off the mat. Now take your feet nice and wide apart. Reach your feet out, nice engagement of the abdominal muscles, and allow yourself to draw forward now. In this seated forward bend or upavistha konasana. Inhale, lift yourself up. Same thing, bend your knees and place your feet together in baddha konasana. Draw your heart forward and inhale, lift yourself up. Draw your knees together. Lift your toes up off the earth. Once you have a balanced position, draw your knees wide apart. Reach your feet out and slowly take them down to the earth. Draw forward again. Inhale, bend the knees, take your feet together. Draw forward, a bowing gesture here. Inhale, draw your inner knees to touch. Lift your feet up off the floor so you engage nicely in your core muscles. Draw your knees wide. Reach your feet out. Let them slide as you draw forward. We'll do this one more time. Inhale, lift yourself up. Draw your feet together. Draw your heart forward. So you're just working these inner thigh muscles to help open the hips to start the practice. Draw your knees together, lift your toes up, take the knees away from each other, straighten your legs, draw your heels down, draw your heart forward. Inhale, bend your knees, come back to where we started in baddha konasana. You can release your hands out of prayer position, sit tall, and draw forward, this time with your hands to your shin bones. Your feet are pressing in toward each other. You're lifting the knees slightly with your hands as you resist and draw the knees toward the earth with the power of the legs. Now inhale, fold your knees together, come to all fours position. If you're sitting on a blanket, you can just take that to the side. You start in all fours position. Place your hands a giant step forward so that you can come to a plank position on your knees. Your knees are still on the earth. Some of you might even want to take your feet away from the earth. Now draw yourself down, just slowly down to the mat. You can release your feet down if they were lifted. Draw your heart forward to strengthen your back muscles and come back to that all fours position with the hands slightly forward for this plank position. Let's do that one more time. So come forward, lift your feet up if you like that version of plank. Lower yourself down slowly. So a lot of strength and conditioning in the arms. Release your feet down, baby cobra, lifting up from the strength of the back muscles. Exhale, soften, come back to all fours position and downward facing dog. So allow yourself in your downward facing dog to get just a lot of fullness in the breath. A lot of ease in your facial muscles, a lot of length in the back side of your body. And if downward facing dog doesn't work for you, please come to child's pose or puppy dog pose. Now let's come back to all fours position. In the same way that we just did, step your hands a giant step forward. So hands are no longer right under your shoulders. If you've got the washcloth, place the washcloth right under your right hand and come to that plank position that we did. But this time we'll be stretching one arm forward and pulling it back. So as you come to this plank position on your knees, again, you can lift up your feet if that works for you or not. Draw your right hand forward as you come down toward chaturanga dandasana and pull back. You'll find that the pulling back is what's really challenging. Let's come to the opposite side. So take your left hand to the washcloth, come forward, lift your feet up. Now try to reach the left arm forward and pull it back to gain strength and in the upper arms, and you feel the full front side of the body and the side body really engage. Let's try that one more time. So come to the position so that your right hand is on whatever sliding for you, paper plate or washcloth. Lift your knees up, come toward plank to reach your right arm forward, pull it back, and release back to change sides. With the right hand pressing down, the left hand ready to slide. Draw forward, lift your feet up, reach your hand forward. Inhale, come back and release. Looks kind of easy, but it's not so easy. But a few repetitions of that, and you feel like you're really starting to build your upper arm strength. Now come down to your belly. Grab a strap if you've got it. If you don't have a strap, we can certainly do this without a strap. Reach your arms forward, hold on to your strap, pull your strap really taut with the hands wider apart than your shoulders are. Inhale. Let's get the back muscles to be stronger by lifting the strap up, pulling the strap, release down. 2 more times. Inhale, lift up, exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up, exhale, and lower down. Place your hands alongside your ribs. Now, from the strength that you just got from lifting yourself up, see, without the use of the hands, you can lift up through the back muscles. The hands are just there to guide your heart forward. Exhale, soften. Now reach your hands straight back, as if the hands are holding onto that strap and you're imagining that you're pulling the strap taut. Lift yourself up. Exhale, soften. 2 more times. Inhale, lift up, pull the imaginary strap. Exhale, soften. 1 more time. Inhale, these repetitions just build strength and confidence. And exhale, soften. Come to lie on your left side. Extend your left arm out. Let's continue this work on strengthening the back muscles. So bend your knees. Draw your right knee close. Grab hold of the right shin bone. Roll over to your belly. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften. You're keeping the right leg very engaged, the right toes spread, the right foot is pressing back, and exhale, soften. Come to the opposite side. I'm going to turn. You can just roll over on your belly. I'm going to turn so I can face the camera. So as you lie on your right side, bend your knees, just park yourself so that you can easily take the hip in lots of flexion here. Lift the left knee up, hold on to the shin, the top of the ankle, the top of the foot. Lower yourself down to your belly. Activate your left foot by spreading your toes. Inhale, strengthen your back muscles, and exhale, soften. 2 more cycles. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, soften. 1 more. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, soften. Release your foot and come to a standing position. Stand at the top of your mat. As you come to Tadasana at the top of the mat, just pause for a moment. In this overall conditioning, we open the hips nicely and baddha konasana and upavistha konasana. We did back, side, and front strengthening as well as the upper arms. And now let's use that engagement that we discovered in a balancing pose. So with your eyes bright, inhale, sweep your arms up, reach your gaze up, reach your gaze slightly back and your hands slightly back. Exhale, take your hands to the earth with bent knees. Step your right leg back. Balance yourself as you take your hands to right above your knee. Inhale, come to a crescent lunge. Reach your arms up, reach your gaze up, reach your hands back, your gaze back. Exhale, now swing your arms straight back. So you're reaching back and bow forward. Keep a nice engagement on your front leg as you hop the back foot just slightly. Lift your back foot up off the mat. So you have to stay engaged so fully here as you keep the back leg lifted. You stay steady on the front leg. Now, very slowly, come back to where you were. Reach your back foot down. Come to a crescent lunge. Once again, reach your gaze up. Reach your hands back. Exhale, release your hands down to the mat. Step your back foot forward. Place your hands to the low back and rise up. Maybe you discovered that the standing leg when you were balancing was really engaging nicely. Now let's try that on the opposite side. Pause in Tadasana first. In breath takes your arms up and slightly back. Exhale breath with your hands right alongside your ankles. Step your left leg back. Inhale, crescent lunge. Reach your arms up. Exhale, reach your hands back as you bow forward. Step your back foot just a baby step forward before lifting off, just trusting in the strength of the standing right leg. Balance yourself nicely. And slowly come back to the crescent lunge by drawing the foot down. Reach your arms up, reach your gaze up, reach your hands back. Exhale, take your hands to the earth. Step your back foot forward. Place both hands to the low back and lift yourself up. Tadasana again. Just pause here. We've worked on the nice fluid movements in the pelvic area and strengthen the legs. Let's step wide. Turn your right toes out. Line up the right heel with the back arch and bend your knee. Now let's see if we can get more pelvic movement here. As you place your right forearm down, just move the tailbone back, almost like you're lifting your tail up as you draw the heart forward and the tail lifts up. Now draw the tailbone down and do that again. Lift your tailbone up, draw the tailbone down. You're just kind of swinging the pelvis back to get the inner thighs more active and forward. So back lifts the tailbone. Tailbone draws down to open your heart. Now get lots of length on the side body by reaching your arm over your head. Keep your back leg strong. Drop the front thigh even more. Root down to lift yourself up out of the post. Come to the opposite side. Bend your left knee. Take your forearm down. Take your lifted arm to the low back. And just as a way to just kind of calibrate this action here with the palm to the sacrum, just draw the pelvis back, lifting the tailbone up. And you might even just use your palm to help draw the tailbone down and open the heart by taking the right shoulder back. Again, bow forward slightly. You feel the tailbone lift up into the palm of the hand. Scoop the tailbone to just get this nice opening here. Last time, just let the heart soften down as the tailbone draws back and lifts up, and scoop it down. From here, just get this nice extension of the side body all the way from the back foot to the pelvis, pelvis all the way out through the fingertips. You get this nice length. From there, just soften so the front thigh just allows itself to settle into the pose more fully. Root down to lift yourself up and out of the pose. Exhale, release your hands and make your way to a standing position. Just pause. This overall conditioning, this kind of tune-up that I like to do is a nice short practice, but it allows us to engage the upper body to get the engagement of not only the front body, the side body, and the back body. And of course, we get this nice openness in the pelvis. Thanks so much for joining the practice. Namaste.